Sunday, fun day, here we are. Are you in tune with your feelings? How is it feeling for you? How is everyone doing? Like, are we feeling the feelings that we want to feel, or are we being swept up, caught up in all the energy that seems to take us out of our own inner feeling and inner knowing? Today we're going to talk about tuning in to your feelings and trusting your heart. Your heart is hardwired to God. Your heart is hardwired to God. And so now's the time for you to move yourself forward and make a check of how you're feeling. Everyone's running around taking their temperature. We need to take our temperature in our heart and know what our truth is. We say this regularly: know your truth. Know your wisdom. Know what's most important to you. Because if you can be aligned with who you are at all times, you will never get swept up in someone else's drama or story or illusion. Times are heating up, and the energy is really strong for all of you to really use the feeling energy to create what you desire. And to trust the feelings that you feel and not get persuaded by someone else as to what they think you should do during these times. Everyone's experience during these times are totally different than the other. No two people on this planet are going to experience this shift in the same exact way. There may be similarities, but you're not going to find that people are really experiencing it at the same levels, because each person's lessons and experiences are unique unto them. And this is the time for us to deal with, and I know a lot of us don't want to do that, deal with those energies that are tied to your soul and that are wounds from the past. This is a time when a lot of us are feeling, we'll use a very popular word, triggered. And being triggered means that we cannot always react in the way that is for our highest good. So to sort through the muck of our life experiences, to sort through the energies of things that do not serve us, it's difficult. And we cannot lose our set of intentions. What are your intentions? What do you want to create? What makes you feel good? You know the song, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. So what are you feeling? And even those feelings that have led us in the past, and we all have them, that we thought something was a good idea because it felt right, only to find out that it was definitely a hiccup in our circle. I got to tell you, even that served a purpose. But now we want to be sure that we move in a direction so we don't get caught in someone else's story and not be able to free ourselves and feel the feelings we need to feel. And there's an energetic push, an energetic opening that is going to facilitate the changes that you want, but you've got to make a choice now. And by that I mean within self, the feeling energy, we've got to choose so that the universe, the angels, your guides, they can, basically say, hey, change the scenery, we need a new set. This person is redirecting their life, hurry, realign. So all the right people and experiences show up for you. It's important to have the showing up of the universal support. So that support is so important, yes? And so take a pulse. How are you feeling? Have you been feeling anxious and out of sorts? Have you been feeling fearful? Or are you tapping and tuning into the heart power, the energy of the lion in the Leo season? And are you really stepping into your own personal power, your own personal energy and courage? Now is the time. There's no other time in your life that is greater to expand your position than now. Because there's going to be a movement in the months to come that is going to march things into place. And it might feel kind of rigorous. Not that lockdowns feel like happy lightness, but we're going to go through some rigorous energy, some dense, heavy things are going to begin to pop up. So we want to know that we are lining up with what we believe we desire and create that energy. Because as we move ourselves forward, anything and everything can change. But it's got to come from here, right here in your heart. You want to turn that heart light on. And a lot of our feelings are an accumulation of experiences that have been settled in us for a period of time. And we have to sort through those feelings, because those feelings are not resonating with our higher purpose. They're that weight. Did you ever see something where it's got a very light energy, but then something is heavy and sinks down? Let's think of the ocean. There's a light energy in the ocean, fierce and strong as it may be. There's a buoyancy, the ability to stay floating and light, unless something is weighted down. So when you tune into your feelings, you want to take a look at those feelings that are the weights that, well, if, you wanted to get thrown in the Hudson River and they weighed you down with some weights, that would not be pleasant. So many of us are trying to manifest and create, and we're telling ourselves the same story, we're holding the same story, we're weighing ourselves down. It's too much. And yet we're saying we want to go forward. And if you've ever had weights on, it's really hard to pull yourself up. Even if you go out for a run or a jog, if you have weights with you, it's more rigorous. Do you want things to be challenging and difficult, and you have to use all your energy to get there? Or do you just want to float to where you want to be? Because your heart is fueling your intentions and everything is floating in that direction. Now, just like the ocean, you could be floating and get slapped over by a wave. So just because you're floating doesn't mean it's not going to go easily. But you need to make up your mind, and now is the time. If there's anything you want to accomplish in 2020, anything at all, the countdown is here. Put it in motion. Set the intention. Do something in that direction. Feel the feelings of what it feels like to be there and trust that it's all going to be okay. You've got that power. It's just easy to get lost in everything that's going on. So we've got the force of the angels and the guides. We've got a lot of energy supporting us right now. And it's time to capitalize on it. We're in this new moon energy. And when we close out this lunar cycle, kind of like the doors begin to close. And we can't get you back through the doors. And you don't want to be on the outside looking in because you didn't follow your prompting. You weren't tuning into your feelings. You weren't really allowing yourself to align to what you wanted. You were too busy worrying about what else you had to do to get there, and what about things in the past, and just trying to clean up messes. You were too concerned with all of that. Now's the time. Now's the time to realign yourself and move yourself forward and trust that everything's happening for a reason. Just trust. We welcome you here on our Sunday FUNday. We do want to see everyone here have the best experience possible. So we are going to, of course, do a general read for everyone and tune in and see what's going on. And then after that, we are going to tune in to your individual questions. And we're going to ask each one of you to really be in alignment with your feelings and really trust that something beautiful is happening for you. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that each one of you has a mighty blessing coming to you. Do you know what it is? You should. You all have a key to your destiny. I know it's like buried treasure. You don't remember where you put it. But get digging. Dig right in and trust that you've got something spectacular coming that is unique unto you. And it's not associated with anything going on in the world. It's not about the world. It's about you. You and your guides and your angels and God, it's all about you. And it's okay to care for you and take care of you. It's okay to align yourself with the greatest, highest powers that you have. Trust that everything's happening for a reason. Trust that you're not alone. And enjoy the ride, even if the scenery outside looks a little pesky. I know a lot of people are feeling triggered. I know there's a lot of emotions running really high. And there's a lot of things going on in the world that it's really not what we ever imagined would come to a head. But everything's happening because there is a reason behind it. And people need to notice what they notice and do their part. But our part as individuals is not pointing out what's wrong with everyone else. Our part is to do our own work first, before you go sticking your nose in someone else's story. Do your work. Dig down deep and do what you need to do for you. Because then you will align yourselves with people who have similar values and similar experiences and similar intentions. And then the frequency of the mass consciousness will begin to shift, and it won't be as heavy and dense. There's a strong energy that's going to be on the planet for a while, so we all have to get used to it. But it doesn't need to be oppressive unless you already keep yourself locked in a box, which many of you do. This is why I'm saying choose the choice wisely and align with your highest feelings. Not everything has to come from the old intellect. Intellect is a series of experiences that have been filed like a computer. And it can only spit out what it believes it knows to be truth. But your feelings will never steer you wrong. So we rearranged some things here for our Sunday fun day. We were having the battle of the sun on our last couple of feeds, and we said, well, Mr. Sun, we're going to outsmart you. So we came early and put some things together and got everything set up. So we're trusting that we're going to love our new shift. We've got the piano over there. We've got the table on the other side. We are ready for all of you, and I hope you're ready for us. So I'm going to be giving you personal messages. First, we're opening up with the group, but I do ask that you share the page, share the experience, share the love, and let me know how you're feeling. Put it in the feed. Let us know, I'm feeling, and tell me what you're feeling. And if you're feeling a little down and out, I understand. But we're going to have to turn that sadness, that sorrow, into putting on a happy face, because we need to create the energy that is going to be conducive for the manifestation process that we want to create for all of you. So we are tuning in. We got our cards here, asking your questions. Give us your birthday. We've got a lot moving forward here, and we got Helena in the house. Helena, how you doing?
I am feeling feelings today.
You're feeling the feelings. Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
I went and listened to that song for the first time today. I've only ever heard you sing it. I added it to my SarahSpiritual playlist. I was like, I need to put all these songs together. So now I can listen to it.
Forget my feelings of love, teardrops Well, that's not going to be a good feeling. We want to kind of be tuned into what a feeling. That's the kind of feeling we have. We want to be feeling the feeling, and we want to answer your questions. Someone says, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Cheryl, we get you. A lot of people are feeling overwhelmed. Francis McCullen's exhausted, but great. So it's a high-powered exhaustion, apparently. Juan Love, I'm feeling a change of scenery. Get the RV ready, Juan Love, because it's a traveling time. We've got here, let me see. Hopeful, Alice says. We want to see how you're feeling. Everyone let me know. I'm feeling upbeat today, Kathy Wilkins says. So thank you, Kathy, for that. We want to know how you're feeling because we're going to be pulling some cards for all of you. We've got our mystical wisdom cards. We've got our divine feminine cards. We got some healing cards. We are really ready to tune in for all of you. So we're going to pull cards from 3 different decks and get a nice message for all of us in the feed before we go to our individual questions. Jennifer Journeys, she's feeling frustrated lately. We don't want to feel frustrated, Jennifer. That's not conducive to anything. So we've got 3 cards from our Raphael deck for everyone. And we've got our mystical wisdom cards. We're going to pull 3 cards from the mystical wisdom cards. And let's see here.
You got a whole new view of me over here. If only we could turn the camera around without messing everything up and showing all our secrets. No.
Yeah, we have been working on some top secret stuff behind the scenes, everybody. What's that song? You ain't seen nothing yet. So we have been working. So Helena, you got my card cam set up, I see.
I do. I have a nice view for card cam, and our beautiful little pyrite pendulum is at the bottom of our screen there. Ooh, wrong camera. That's for next time. There we go.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to place my cards for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Look at those nails.
Look at those nails. Yeah, I think we're feeling like my nails are feeling good, let me tell you. They are like, yay. I have to tell you, when we were in quarantine, my nails held up the whole entire time. I just want everyone to know.
I need some nails.
Mystical Wisdom card number 1. How's everybody doing? We got Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of hope and creativity. All of you, time to tune in to your creativity. This is your time. Don't be wasting time. How creative are all of you? Think about it. Where's the creativity lie? It's in your feelings. It's in your connection with the divine. How many of you are letting the things that are bothering you weigh you down and not let you tune into who you are? This is the time. Explore that creativity. Explore that energy. Trust that the angels and the guides are going to support you. And I really encourage those of you that like to write to really start writing out your feelings. I have one of my students, he's on our feed a lot as well. He's been channeling, and he's done some amazing channelings. And the way he's been channeling is just some automatic writing that is just flowing through him. Because when you allow the feelings to flow, everything changes for you. Our next one is blaze your own trail, everyone. We want to tune in to originality. And that's very true, because you have to think about it. For everybody, there's a path. For everybody, there's a unique blueprint. You don't need to do exactly what someone else does. You can just let it flow. You can be original. And even if someone else is doing something similar to that, because you're doing it organically from within, it'll always be different. Tune in to your originality. This is a time for you to be aligned with your originality. And then our final mystical wisdom card for everyone is celebration. Yeah, I think we all need a little celebration, don't you think? We want to have some fun. The universe wants us all to try to have more fun. It's been some tough times, and I know that. And I know that everyone has gone through their version of this experience. And for some of you, it has been painful, uncomfortable, sorrowful, god-awful, scary. But we can't align with those feelings because they're not going to let you go where you want to go. So those are our mystical wisdom cards. I'm just going to move them over. We may need to refer to them. And I'm going to go to our divine feminine cards because they have the answers for us. The cosmic egg. I think we're going to be birthing some beautiful things, everyone. The cosmic egg is our divine feminine energy. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of ever-expanding love. The cosmic egg. You want to be that beautiful cosmic egg. You want to be the expansion of love. I know the universe is listening. That's a card of feelings. That's the energy of love. We have to align to love. And the next divine feminine card is the goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. So there's really nothing bad ever really happening. Everything is in divine order. You can allow it to break you, but this goddess is saying, I refuse to be broken. And this energy, if you let this energy creep up on you, what's going on in the world, it's easy to be broken. But I want you all to say with me, I refuse to be broken. I refuse. Sharon Young says here in the feed, I'm a child of the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I live the light. I am protected. Here you go. Be the cosmic egg and realize that that cosmic egg, let's think about this. Eggs are really delicate. What's the next card we're pulling for all of you? As delicate as you are, you're not going to be cracked and broken if you choose to be powerful beings and say, I'm not going to be broken. I'm powerful. I am invincible. I am immeasurable. I am impenetrable. This is how we want you to view yourselves so that you can tune into divine power feelings. And the mother of light, love, language. So we want to follow the energy of the light, love, and language. And this goddess here is such a powerful goddess, and the beauty of her card is absolutely amazing. So if you look at this picture, we have, I will not be broken. I'm going to live in the light. I have the power of love because I'm the cosmic egg that we know is never going to be broken. You're never going to be broken. So let's align ourselves with this energy. Let's trust that the divine has our back. And those of you who need healing, hey Christopher, we were just talking about you in your automatic writing. Thank you for joining us. Use your natural healing abilities. Archangel Raphael wants us all to tune into our healing. Everyone has the power to heal thyself and thy neighbor. You got to tune into that energy. You got to just trust that it's going to work. That you are the universal conduit of healing energy and you want to heal. Use your natural healing ability. And start with you, because now's the time. Step out of that energy of feeling triggered. And for some of you, you might not be seeing the right physical, worldly doctor. And Archangel Raphael says, if you're not getting the guidance, the support, especially those of us who want to lean towards holistic measures, then please give thought and consideration how you're going to change your physician. Ask for a new physician. Ask for something new and different. Find someone who is going to speak the language of healing that you desire. You know, many of you are going through traditional medicine, which, you know, thank God we have that, but you're not getting the results that you'd like, or you're not feeling as good as you would like. So now's the time to step into making some choices for your highest good. And of course, Archangel Raphael says, you want to be healed? You want to be aligned with the healing energies of the angels? You got to meditate. There's no getting around it, my friends. We have to meditate now. If you want to know what your feeling is, not your conditioned feeling, but your inner feeling, your God feeling, your inner knowing, your inner compass, you've got to meditate. And now's the time to make that meditation. Now's the time to choose to meditate right within yourself and bring in that energy of hope, that energy of power. Choose to meditate and be open to new possibilities. Each one of you is a powerful being that when aligned with the soul energy and the connection of God, the meditation will be powerful. And meditation removes you from your mind chatter and separates you from everything that is not of your divine path. Because you just know. It just takes you out of the rat race. So Archangel Raphael says we all need to meditate. And we're going to pull a couple of love cards for the group, because I know a lot of you have some love questions. And we want to be on our love shack. We want to know that we got love coming. So we got our love cards, Divine Destiny cards, Raphael cards. We have so many cards here. And check out my Instagram page, SarahSpiritual. Helena put a great little video just scanning the shelves of just some, only some, of our wonderful Oracle and Tarot decks. So you want to check those out. And if you catch us on Instagram and you see something you like, just inbox me. Hit me up. We will get you your card decks. We've got quite the collection here. And speaking of cards, we got a great class coming up. What spiritual cards are right for you? How are we going to use these spiritual cards? We've got that coming up on August 11th, 2020. Can you believe it's August? And at that point, it'll be the middle of August. So we're going to show you different cards and how to utilize the cards, how to get messages for yourself. Class is only $11. Go to SarahSpiritual.com. Or if there's a link in the feed, we will drop it because it's going to be a hot class. It's usually one of our most popular classes. We're going to do it online this time because we're all still being socially distanced. We got a love message here. Everyone, I want you to just focus. Oh, just focus, 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 focus on love. What is it you want to create in love? You have a question about love? This is a collective reading, but I want us to tune in and see what the love answer is for you. So I'm going to pull 3 love cards. Love will lead the way. Some of you need a lot of guidance. A lot of questions popping into the feed here, catching my attention. So the first love card is forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. It's about forgiveness, and we need forgiveness. I think it was Don Henley who had a song, it's about forgiveness. So you've got to really look into the energy of forgiveness. And forgiveness is going to set you free. So Helena, can we zoom in on that a little bit?
Might be a little jaggy, but let's see.
All right, zoom it up.
Pull it towards you a little bit. There you go. That's about as good as we're going to get right there.
Okay, so forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. We're learning that the hard way this time. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So we need forgiveness. The next love card is for the group. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. Oh, my life is a circle. Yeah, we're going in circles right about now. When we realize this change, and then we move forward. Things have a flow. But when we resist the natural flow, we create unnecessary stress. You need to go with the flow, and you will be surprised where it leads. And I love the picture in this card because it's got a tree, and all the branches are just kind of blending it together. And, you know, when you look at even the veins on a leaf, they look like the veins in our hands. If you look at the roots of a tree, you know, they look like the veins in our body. It's really interesting how we are all mirroring nature in some way. There's so many similarities, and in some ways we're all functioning in a similar way. This is the miracle of life. And can you imagine a creator that creates such amazing, like how did we all get here? Like, wrap your head around that for a minute, everyone. Feel what that feels like, the wondrous, miraculous energy of a leaf, a butterfly, a caterpillar, a dolphin, the beauty and strength of a whale, or a magnificent lion. And everything on this planet is filled with amazing details, and each detail blends and connects with each one, and each is in a complete alignment. And the only things, look at this picture, the only things resisting alignment, bam, you got it, human species. We're just too special for words. Really? So, hello, what are you feeling? Because resistance is not going to get you where you want. And I know there's some of you just waiting to hear this card for the group because we got a soulmate. And your soulmate is already with you in spirit. I know some of you have been waiting a long time. You're like, really? Well, they took the slow boat from, well, I don't want to say from China anymore because we don't want much coming from over there. But you get it, right? Slow energy, but let me tell you, soulmates in your energy, believe this, and they will manifest physically for you. So take a look at your soulmate. Don't resist these changes. Be in peace. Trust. I love these love cards. It's such a powerful time. It really is. Love finds a way, but you got to feel it first. You got to be tuned in and tuned up. So get yourself moving, everyone. This is the time. We got questions, Helena?
I know you were talking about that love. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Chris Cottom. What is going on in his relationship with a friend? What will become of this?
Well, let's see. Let's see. I realize I have no tools here. That's all right. All right. Yep, that's all right. Can you tell me about the relationship? Well, Chris, I got to tell you that relationship there's actually a nice little energy here between you and your friend. But what will it become? They seem a little, I don't know, standoffish or not quite connected. They're in an energy that should be aligning them to some strong inner love this year, where you are in a journey of a new beginning. So you're really ready for a friendship to turn to love, or for love to come into the picture. So Chris Cottom, this is your time to move yourself forward with the energy of completion of all your desires and what you want. Just tell yourself that this is the time where all my desires come to pass. And I feel like this is a good, strong connection. And when I look at this, I see a progression of connection. I just at this minute see some standoff energy from in the relationship. I feel like it's coming from him. You may be a little bit on guard too. We need to let our guard down to really see where it goes. But it's a good friendship and it's a good connection. So from there, we can really turn it to anything. Thank you, Chris Cottom, for that love question. Matter of fact, before we say adieu to you, say we did not know I was French. Let's go, oui, oui. All right. Don't make decisions based on any bad feelings. Be true to yourself, Chris Cottom, and you will get the perfect alignment in this experience. Thank you, Chris Cottom, for that Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Hold on, I got like 3 things to click here. We are going to go to Laurie Martin asking about her marriage. She's got her and her husband's birthday there. Any message for them about what's going on between her and her husband?
So you and your husband, first of all, you, Laurie, are in a time of great expansion for yourself. And there's a balance you need to accomplish in your life. And we have here at the top, we have your God connection. And then I have your career and your finances. And then when I move you over here, I have personal love relationships. And you're supposed to be perfecting all 3 this year. That's a tall bill of things to do. But I see this connection, and it's really a time for you to tune in. And your husband, well, he's in this energy of, he's got to network and connect and just build some deeper understanding of relationships. This is about relationships for him, but external relationships, things going on the outside and not bringing them on the inside. And I feel like the 2 of you are not at this moment speaking the same language. I feel as if, this is going to sound interesting, but everything you want the relationship to be, you need to do and become so that he can mirror you. So whatever you want the relationship to be, you have to do so that he can mirror you. Because right now we're kind of we're missing something here. So we want to feel those feelings of what we want it to be. And for you, I think the trick is also going to be remembering that we've got this pyramid of connections, these 3 points that we've got to connect to. And when you're in this energy of this connection and you're in balance, it makes everything flow better. I feel that when I move you into the month of September, things have a spark to them. So I want you to seize that opportunity and move yourself in that direction as you desire the relationship to play out. Thank you, Laurie Martin, for that Facebook question. Greatly appreciate that. Who else do we have? And when you give us your birthdays, give us the year, please, because it lets me really have a complete understanding of your soul's journey. Makes it easier for me to make the connection. Who else do we have?
We've got Karen G. She says, love my journey even with all the good and bad, feeling connected, but what is next?
You know, Karen, really strongly I get this sense, you're feeling connected, but what I feel for you is you've been experiencing this whoosh, is the only word I have for you, of spiritual connectivity, love, awareness of your guides and your angels. It's just kind of all around you and it's popping everywhere. It's like popcorn. And the more it pops, the more electric, it's electric, boogie woogie, that's how you're feeling. This spirit frequency that you are aligning to, I actually see that even though our attention is on career and spiritual connection, I see like coming from behind and you're focused over here, love comes right and plops itself right in front of you. So I want you to continue on the journey. What's next? More of what you've created, building on the skill sets that you have. And then, Karen, you've got love. Love will find a way, my dear. So I see love. What's next for you? My answer is love. And Karen, We want you to know that we are really excited. Spirit's really excited about the progress that you've made spiritually, and that they're preparing you and fine-tuning you for a very specific path. It's like a vision that's being revealed to you. So keep feeling those feelings. And look, Karen's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday, Karen. Thank you so much for joining us here on Facebook. Happy birthday to everyone who's in our July birthdays and are coming into August. It's Meow Leo season. Speaking of Meow and Leo seasons, we invited Cleopatra to come back for the show today. So we do hope that Cleopatra, she might be taking a nap. She was busy chewing up her food, and she was eating on one plate and moved over so that the other cat came up so that they could have that plate, and she moved to the other. She's just such a kind-spirited animal, but we'll have to wake up Cleopatra for the rest of the show. But thank you, Karen, for that wonderful Facebook question. Who else do we have?
We'll go to a newcomer, Sunny Carr. Sunny would like to know about her love relationship. Is this divinely meant to be? What do you see?
Sunny Carr, welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. So for you, I first want you to understand that this year is clearing out a lot of old energies. So you could feel in these next few months things feeling a little disjointed for yourself personally, a little out of sorts. We're closing some chapters. We're moving you in a direction of things that no longer work for you. I want you to pay attention to a move or a shift for work. I know things are a little off in people's careers right now for various reasons, but I want you to focus on the right changes you want to make for work and any moves that you have to make. And then when I look at this energy for your love, well, that's kind of interesting because they're ready for a divine partnership and personal power, love, and unconditional connections. They've been working in this energy of learning to love themselves and clearing up some old wounds. And I'm going to bet that your Thomas went through a really tough time when I take them back to about the end of 2017 into 2018. And so that kind of threw them for a loop. But now they're really getting ready to be in love. I feel like there's a strong soul connection between the two of you. And I want you to just go with the feelings of this because it will lead you down the path of what is truly meant to be for you and also be a beautiful energy while you're navigating some changes that maybe have been frustrating you in these past few months. So just trust that everything's going to line up perfectly. I see a very strong connection here for the two of you. You both have to put the work in, though. Thank you so much for your joining us, Sunny Carr. Welcome to our page. Who else do we have?
We have Anita Joseph. She says, Sarah, my life is not going the way I've envisioned. What am I doing wrong?
You know, Anita, you've been lining up with Spirit. You've been spending time with Spirit. You're moving yourself in the energy of creation with Spirit. But at times, you're envisioning, but you're still wrestling with your own doubts and your own fears and your own panic around this. And then in this process of this envisioning, what I'm also seeing around you, Anita Joseph, is very strongly, I'm seeing this energy of you have to stay on your path and you're wavering in your path. If you want to walk in the path of light and you want to attract the right partner, you want to attract the right relationship, then you need to make sure that all the relationships that you're engaging in are relationships that are ones that are going to lift you up and that are not rooted in the world, but rooted in a higher vibrational feeling. I want you to step into feelings of self-love, self-appreciation more than some of the things that have been distracting you. And then you're going to find that you'll attract better experiences. I feel like you kind of got out of the positive vibe that you were manifesting and you were feeling good for a while and then got distracted by a lot of different things and it kind of took you off track. So Anita Joseph, I want you to just tune in a little bit more to who you are and who you've come to be. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I'm going to Natty Nat.
Natty Nat, what's going on?
Natty Nat just ended her marriage. My past love before marriage has re-entered my life, and I wanted to know where he and I go from here.
We got a lot of love questions going on here. My goodness. Well, let me tell you this. You want to know where you guys are going to go. You ended a marriage, you closed a chapter. This is a year for you to really tune into balance in your life, understanding your purpose, and learning from where we've been. And the both of you have to let go of some things that were the past memories of your past relationship. I feel like your past relationship, Natty Nat, got interrupted. For some reason, we got off course. And we weren't as much of a vibrational fit as we thought we were at the time. So now we want to move you into the energy of the right vibrational fit. And you both have to come having learned from your past experiences. And when I look at his energy, he is really in a very creative state. And next year would be a year that he really will be ready to dive more into forming a solid relationship, which everyone, by the way, next year is, I had to make sure, 5 months away. And considering how 2020's been, come on, 5 months. Mama needs a winner. We really need to get this going. So as I look at this energy, Natty Nat, I want you to know that past is past, but we come back, but we need to let some parts of the past stay. And we need to make sure we don't get off track this time in the relationship. The interruption was something that left, I think, you both feeling off or uncertain, maybe even a discontentment. I feel like you felt empty after this closed. So I want you to heal those emotions so that when you're with him, we can really birth a new relationship and not build on the old platform. That's an old operating system. We are not the same people. You need to create a new operation for the two of you to work with. Thank you so much, Natty Nat. Keep us posted. A lot of times when love comes back from the past, it requires some special care. And welcome to our page. Thank you. Who else do we have?
Next, we're going to Jackie I. Jackie wants to know what her guides want her to know.
Jackie, I feel like you've been having a real strong spiritual awakening. And when I look at the energy of that spiritual awakening, it also makes me think of you feeling ways that you can be creative and explore your own personal possibilities. When I look at this energy for you, your guides want you to know that you're not alone, that you are protected, that they're feeding you some ideas or something creative for you to run with, something that you can count on, something that is going to benefit you financially, and that they're supporting you in some of the dealings, and they're giving me the word family, so if there's someone you're looking after or concerned with, they are giving you some support with a particular family member so that you can feel connected to that person and not feel any worry. So Jackie, I want you to know, your guides want you to know that you are supported and they're fueling your creativity so that you have some new ideas to birth, and it comes with some financial reward for you. Thank you, Jackie Zari, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, we are going to go to Stacy Ross.
Yes.
Stacy's asking, will I have love in my 2020? If not, when?
Well, we are kind of leaning you out of a lot of the 2020, Stacy Ross. I feel like we've got to wait, and I think we've touched on this topic with you before. I feel like we've got to wait a little bit. I feel like October, November, December, that's when things start to open up to the energy. But I really feel if you can be patient with the experience of love and allow it to organically come to you, Stacy Ross, if I were to say that the energy for your birthday is a powerful time, and that February of this 2021 kind of cements something for you, like love is there for you, I want you to be in this really cool, easygoing way of creating love, because we can't always just look at love as something that we want to come and it has to come now. We want to look at love as an opportunity to attract the highest partner that's for us, so that you can contain the frequency of love and allow it to percolate and grow stronger with time. So Stacy Ross, I want you to just trust that love is coming. It's really more towards the end of 2020, which again, we got 5 months to the end. So if we start ramping up the energy October, November, December, and it's feeling more like end of October, then be in that desire and feel the feeling as if it's here already and as if you have your partner, and then everything will come for you. Thank you so much, Stacy Ross, for your Facebook question. We got anybody on YouTube, Helene? What's going on our YouTube channel? Let's take a look.
That's where I was just looking and going. We've got Hunter Law. He'd like a birthday message from Spirit.
Hunter Law.
Coming up on the 19th. Happy birthday, Hunter.
Yeah, happy birthday. Kind of closing out that Leo energy on 8/19. And you know, Hunter Law, when I look at the energy around you, I really see for you a change in direction. I see an alignment with some new people for yourself, new connections, and these new connections that take you into 2021 put you on a different path. I see you putting yourself on a different path. And when I say different path, I say the word path of purpose. That's how they give it to me, path of purpose. So if you were thinking of making a change in some aspect of your career, or how you were living your life in a way of feeling fulfilled, you're going to be making the right connections of people in this latter half of 2020 that'll put you on your path of purpose. So I want you to just tune into that energy and be open and receptive to it. And I really think that 2021 is going to be just a real kick-butt year for you, and you're really going to enjoy 2021. So just breeze through the rest of 2020 and make the connections to put you on a new path of purpose. That's the first time I use that term, path of purpose, but sounds like that's going to be a good plan for you, Hunter Law, and happy upcoming birthday. Who else do we have here?
We're going to pop on to Facebook. We got Christopher Briere.
Christopher.
He's starting a fast just because. Any spiritual direction, or is he on track for alignment?
Christopher, we were talking about you in the opening of the show. I don't know if you were on yet, but you know, you've been really channeling, really opening up in some really spectacular automatic writing. And this is telling me that it's time to keep aligning your frequency. So yes, you're aligned, and yes, the fast will be just the thing you need to connect you for a higher purpose. So Christopher, I want you to move yourself forward in the energy of what you desire, and I want you to trust that everything's going to work out for you perfectly. I see you really developing a lot of your spiritual gifts and mediumship as this next phase of the year comes to a close. And when I move you into the 2021, I really feel that you're feeling confident. And I'm actually going to say that there can be a book based off of your channeled messages. So I want you to put that in your head and percolate that, because that's what I see coming. Thank you, Christopher, for joining us on the Facebook feed. I know you've been following us for a while, so thank you, and we appreciate your support in the classes as well. Thank you so much. Who else do we have?
I'm going to pop on back to YouTube. We got AJ.
AJ on YouTube.
What love message do we have for AJ on YouTube?
AJ, let's see. Love for you. Well, the first thing I see here, wow, this is a year of your soul. Who are you, AJ? That's a very important question for you. As you define yourself, you attract the partner that is the equal vibrational match for you. As you define yourself, and the more clearly attuned to knowing who you are, the easier it's going to be for you. We're going to pull you a love card, AJ, because I want a handle on your love. I feel like there should be something or someone attached to your question, because I feel like there's the energy of someone around you, but I feel like the right way to align to love is for you to attune yourself to your own energy of love. And I'm going to pull a card for you. Acceptance is the key to the inner peace. I think we were just talking about that, AJ. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point to try to change things that are out of our control. We'll put that in our lovely card cam there for you, AJ. And they told me to pull another one for you. And then there's a sexual union partnership. So, maybe the person that you have around you or that you're attracting initially has more of a physical connection for you. But I really feel that as you become the divine partner to yourself, so you become the magnet that attracts the partner you desire. That is the message for you, AJ. Thank you so much for joining us. AJ's where on YouTube? Yes. Thank you, AJ, for joining us on YouTube. Who else do we have? We are going to go to Margaret Rose on Facebook. What is in store for Margaret? Margaret Rose. Let's take a look at that. And Margaret, when I look at this energy, what's in store for you, I don't know if there's a business idea or something you were thinking of to generate money or a winding down of a career and then beginning a new career, but I feel like this is the time for career, this is the time for change, this is the opportunity for you to work with your finances, increase financial wellness, and shift your financial consciousness. So this is the time for you to move yourself forward for your finances. And if you're planning on making a career change or closing out of a chapter career and preparing something else on the side for a second half of career, this would be a really good time for you to journal and chat what you want for yourself, write it down, and build that energy of creation. You, Margaret Rose, have a beautiful energy of the spirit with you, and the spirit energy is a beautiful archangel. You have the archangel Gabriel standing around you, which makes me feel as if you're fine-tuned and have, Margaret Rose, a good inner knowing of the messages from the angels. And so you may want to be sitting with your angels and kind of doing some automatic writing and channeling yourself so that you can truly line up with what's next and best for your purpose. Thank you so much, Margaret Rose White Carr, for your Facebook question. Helena, who else do we have?
Now that I have batteries.
I know. Did I give you enough time to change the battery?
Absolutely.
I was like, okay, Sarah.
We're going to go to YouTube. We have Anne on YouTube.
Yep, Anne on YouTube.
She says, with the social distancing, it feels to me that love connection is so far. Besides keeping my heart light on, what else can I do? Sometimes I get a nudge to trust.
You do want to trust, and you want to find other creative ways to meet people. There are a lot of people posting. There's a Facebook group, a culinary Facebook group where people are quarantine culinary. They're posting what they're making and commenting on what they're making. And, you can make a lot of friends in some of these Facebook groups, or maybe someone is having Zoom meetings of a meet and greet. Or maybe, Anne, you start your own and invite people to come and start a social that may not be effectively social in person, but really begin to build a vibe, because this will expand your reach of people that you cross paths with. Because yes, if we're not really going anywhere and we run around with the mask on, no one can see anybody. And, unless they're wearing it under their chin, or I've seen everything right about now. I saw one person got half over across their forehead. I was like, what is that? So it's just not easy times. But yes, Spirit is telling you to trust, Anne. And Spirit is also saying that you have the power in your control to create a group or join a group of people who are just talking about something that's in common, that is enjoyable for you. And then from there, you get to know people, and you just never know who may say, hey, I think you're cute. So you have to put yourself out there, and you can't just sit back in the house. And, I know for some people, online dating has been a really good way to meet people. They were able to meet and connect and, build really strong friendships. And from there, they're building relationships. So you don't know who's out there for you unless you open yourself up to lovely possibilities. So thank you so much, Anne, for that wonderful YouTube question. And thanks for following me on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. Who else do we have?
All my siblings, partners that they're now married to, they all found online dating.
They did?
Yep. I was like, wow, that was news to me. We got Thomas next on Facebook. Thomas would like to know the most important message for him to hear right now.
Thomas, self-love. Honoring self, trusting self, and hanging with people that make you feel good, and trusting your feelings, your knowing, not popular opinion. And lining up with the energy of creation for you. Everything that you desire is in motion for you. Trust that something wonderful is going to happen. I know that maybe this time has been a little off-putting in some ways from perspective of travel and such. I know you're used to doing a little bit more traveling. But this has also given you, Thomas, this great opportunity to be still. You and everyone else listening. You know, being still right now is an important thing. Because we can really learn to trust ourselves and trust our feelings. And no matter what, love is love. And love comes in many different forms. So for you to honor the feeling of love and not have to categorize it, but first love of self, which should be effervescent and never ending. Love has an easy, breezy flow to it. And then you can trust, Thomas, that everything will come together perfectly. What I want you to know is that you want to trust your intuition, and this is a powerful year of self-love. Thank you so much for your question. And Thomas is where? On YouTube? On Facebook. Thank you, Thomas, for joining us on Facebook.
His bright and shining smile in class.
Yeah, Thomas gets to share in our classes. A lot of you have shared in our classes. We got a great class coming up Tuesday night. How many of you think you're an empath? How many of you want to know what kind of empath you are? How many of you think you are sucking up too many people's energy and you don't know what to do? Well, then Tuesday night's class is the class for you. Because at 7:30 p.m. for only $10, $11, we are going to be doing an empath class. You want to know how to protect yourself, what type of empath you are, how to read other people's energy and, you know, feel the feelings, but not take the feelings home with you? This is a class for you. Visit SarahSpiritual.com. And then we've got another great class coming up the following week, Tuesday, soul contracts. Yep, everybody in your life you have a contract with. As long as they don't have a contract on you and a hit on you, we're doing good, right? So you got a soul contract with people, and this contract is for the highest good of everyone. And you want to know why you attracted these different types of contracts and what they represent. And those of you who have patterns, we want to recognize the patterns and shift the patterns. So did you attract the person? Yes, you did. Was it a predetermined agreement before you arrived on this planet? Most likely. And so that means your greatest friend, your best lover, and your worst nightmare. You attracted them all, and you have a contract with them all. And how to put them in the proper perspective is key. And how to shift those contracts to create better contracts moving forward. So I encourage you all to join us for our sacred contract class. You've got a soul contract, we want to know, and we want you to join us August 4th. And that too is at 7:30, and that class is $11 as well. So thank you so much. Really hope you join us for our soul contract class. Who else do we have here?
This one wasn't loading for me, but I got the screen grab because it was such a good question from Levon. She just filed for her LLC today for her cosmetics line. She would like to know how the line will do, and does it have the potential to put her where she'd like to be financially.
A great time to apply for that LLC. You know, the window was go. I'm glad you took action, Levon. Now's the time to do something like that because, again, you all have ideas. Let's get going. And it has a great potential to move forward. And I see that it will do well financially. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this moving, but I see that 2021, you're going to be picking up momentum, and I feel like you're going to have a nice solid base. And I actually see something that looks like a distributorship energy around your cosmetic line. So I feel like you're going to have people going to represent you with some type of ability to distribute your products. And that's going to be to your due diligence and your ability to network, Levon. So thank you so much for that question, and good time to get that LLC. Thank you. Who else do we have?
Next, let's go on over here. We got Cindy Higgins. Cindy wants to know, do you see her meeting anyone soon?
Cindy Higgins, what I see here for you is that this is the perfect time for you to meet someone. And if I were to say soon, I hope that you're going to be okay when I say January really opens up that energy. 2021 is the great kickoff for love for you. So now might be the time for you to continue to window shop. But I do see you meeting someone soon, and to me soon in the next 5, 6, 7 months is considered soon the way time is going. So yes, Cindy Higgins, love will find a way, and you're going to find the right love for yourself. Thank you so much for that Facebook question. Who else do we have?
We're going to YouTube. We got Alice C. She's between jobs. What is next for career and income?
Alice C., give some thought, give some consideration to doing something for yourself, something that is going to give you additional income. That's more your kind of gig, your kind of company. I feel like you're going to be doing two things, something that's yours, and eventually another job, but that job will not be the same as what you're used to or take up the same amount of time, because you're going to be building a fabulous side thing for yourself. I see some type of self-employment and financial wellness. So thank you, Alice C., for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
Popping back to Facebook, we got double the Helena right now. We got Helena Paula.
Helena Paula, yes.
She's asking, is it a good time for her cataract operation? Any concern for her healing?
You know, I do see that cataract operation, of course, it depends on who's doing surgeries now, because I know that a lot of elective surgeries may not be moving forward. But I feel like if, Helena Paula, if you move forward with that, you must have your surgery done before October 3rd. Otherwise, you have to wait to the end of the year. Do not do this surgery in October. So yes, it's a good time. If they're doing elective surgeries, I would say anytime from August 10th to the end of September would be good for you. You just do not want to do this surgery in October. So yes, that is the energy of the healing spirits, and they say you can go ahead. Thank you so much. Who else do we have?
We are going to go to Jolie Joy Hassan next, asking, when do you see me doing my soul purpose? I hope it's sooner than later.
You know, Jolie Joy Hassan, I do see you doing your soul purpose, and I kind of feel like you're already beginning to do it. But you need to, when do I see you doing it? When you make up your decision, you make your decision that you're going to do it. And you just make the changes to support it. Sometimes we just have to make the change, pull it out, and make it happen. And once you do that, everything begins to change for you. So Jolie Jo Hassan, please open up to the possibilities of the different ways you can begin to manifest this soul purpose into the physicality that you feel. It will support you financially, but just do something in that direction. Spirit says, don't talk about it, just do it. Thank you so much, Jolie Joy Hassan, for your Facebook question. You know, Helena, that's a really interesting thing. You know, a lot of us want to live our soul purpose. We want to know who we are, who we've come to be, and we want to be on track for that. But often the universe is saying, do you really want that? Are you really ready for that? You know, sometimes things have to line up just so, and we know that there's things coming into play. But a lot of this, everyone, is the universe is waiting on you. And they're asking you to think the thoughts and feel the feelings along with what you desire, so that you are preparing yourself. You're getting ready to be ready for your soul purpose. And like Helena, we've talked about this before, but you had a vision when you were in college of what you wanted to do. You became affiliated with the right connections in the radio station. You connected yourself with different people. And then when you were doing one thing, you were working another job on the side. You were balancing a couple of things, knowing that you needed a bigger picture than what you had first stepped into, right?
I knew that even before graduating high school and really stepping out into the world. It was when I was still even hidden and, so to say, under a rock. I knew there was more I needed to know, more I needed to do, more.
And so when you decided to make some changes, like talk about how you manifested even where you are today, because you're stepping into your soul purpose, but you've been an interactive part of all your decisions of what you've done. Like you've been creating all along the way.
It's interesting, I kind of also was thinking about this. It's not even that I knew these things were going to happen. I could feel them happening. And not only feel them, but see them, and then even see them as dreams. I refer to it as deja vu all the time. I have this sensation every day of like, I've seen this before, I know this before, and I've felt this before, or I felt it coming. Everything is more feeling than knowing. So if knowing that it's feeling, then I can feel my way to where I'd like to be. And really learning that and understanding that and grasping that concept has pushed me pretty much from when I kind of knew what that was to now knowing what that is.
And didn't you, when you were like even in the radio station, just have a feeling that one day you'd be working with me? Like wasn't there that feeling of something coming?
Oh yeah. That's actually really funny you bring that up too, because like when I was in the studio there, I really didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I needed to go somewhere else. Because I was like, I'm getting out of here. They ain't paying me. This job ain't nothing.
That's a start. You had to start somewhere.
Yeah, and I just remember vibrating in the studio, and there's this one day where you saw my grandfather who had passed manifest, and kind of after that show, we still had a few left together. It was like everything just kind of fell into place, one thing after another, and you kind of planted little ideas in my head. And I kind of thought, oh, this lady, she's very professional in the way she speaks and how she handles, because, Tony would call me before the show and we'd handle things very professionally, and I would kind of treat things that way. So it was like, okay. But it was just like, I don't know, it was like one thing happened after another. It was almost like a dream. And it was like, wow, you look back and it almost plays out like a movie, and it's like, wow, life was kind of like a movie. But it's like, yeah, everybody's life could be a movie too.
And not a horror movie, everyone, or like just a nightmare. And I want everyone to know in the manifestation process and the feeling process, because we want you to tune into your heart and feel the feelings. And it's even so, one of my other board ops, Carol, she takes our classes and she's been a part. So it's almost as if you could feel the feeling of this group, and you could vibrate in the energy together and hold the support for each other, just in the feeling energy, that the frequency of the group, because it's very high frequency, high powered, we are actually lifting each other's frequency. And so imagine it's like I'm like helping be this magnet that kind of pulls everybody up who's ready to go up. And the words that I choose, even though there's no scripts here, it's all channeled, it's free, of flowing of what they give me, the words that I choose are specific words that are designed to activate something going on inside of you. And that's really what we do. We plant the seeds of greatness within you, so that when the frequency really begins to move forward, you can do whatever you need to do to make a change.
It's actually funny too, in our first reading, I remember sitting there crying, of course, like everyone does, and saying, I want to help people. And I was like, oh, do I go volunteer somewhere, whatever? And you were like, you could do that, but maybe you should sit with that and think about that. And then that's when I started to work with you more. after that day.
Yeah, you know, and because Spirit's never going to tell you not to do something if that's what you, unless we're telling you don't cross the street because you're going to get hit by a car. We're going to tell you not to do that. But if there's something you need to experience to get where you're meant to be, Spirit is always going to encourage you to make those changes, even if they're not quite the best experience for you. Sometimes we have to go through some of those less than perfect moments. Even the job, if you were not at the radio station, when I was at the radio station, even though, you know, I know traditionally they don't pay people very well who work the boards. It's, you know, it's radio industry is really not an easy industry for people who want to build their careers. And that job was a necessity. It wasn't that it wasn't anything. It was actually the stepping stone to where you are now. And interestingly enough, today, because we were on WBZT, and Helena was my board op, one of my board ops during that time, and I was on from 2009 to 2017 on that station, and then that last 2017 year, we were broadcasting on another station, which is the station we're on now, WWNN. So we were on two stations simultaneously at one point. And today's the day that I ended my, what is that? That would be about 8 years. It was like 8 years of being at WBZT. Because now I've been at WWNN 3 years. So today's the day that the contract ended there, and I already had a place to go. And even that was like, oh, all right, we'll broadcast in another station. In my mind, I wasn't leaving WBZT. We were just sending the signal to another station. But see how the universe just orchestrated that? They knew, the energy knew that this was going to come to a close, and they wanted to make sure we still had the platform to connect to all of you. And it makes a tremendous difference when you just follow the flow. And when it was presented to me, you know, part of me is like, well, what do we want to do that for? We're already on a South Florida radio station. What, I got to be on a different radio station? But the feeling inside said, just do it. Just do it, and everything will come together. And I just did it. And I was surprised when they're like, oh, we're going to make it a sports station. I'm like, okay, well, what I do doesn't fit into sports. They're like, exactly, Sarah Spiritual. That's why we're not going to renew the contract. I'm like, what? But luckily I had a place to go. So on August 1st, that very beginning part of August, that first week, that's when we went to WWNN. And not only did we launch in there, we launched live in Atlanta as well. So the point of all of this for all of you is that when you trust your feelings, even when you are uncertain, but you have a feeling and you go with the feeling, and your feeling is attuned to your heart. That's why we got to drop out of our heads. Our heads are inundated with information and facts and illusions and news, and I don't know anymore where the truth and the lie begin. I mean, I'm Sarah Spiritual. Like, it's a mess out there. So you have to go within and say, what is my truth, what is right for me, and how can I move myself forward to the best possible picture for my life. Let's answer some more questions. Who else do we have?
Absolutely. We got a few more people in here.
Got a few more questions, and we've got some music for all of you, because we have some songs to write for all of you, and we're going to be changing scenes in just a minute and pick right back up on our questions. But let's pull another question.
Yeah, we got Kimberly Kathleen on
Kimberly
YouTube.
Kathleen in the house on YouTube. Great, thank you.
She met an amazing man, and there are synchronicities that she's not sure are signs or red flags that she's on the right path. Example, one of many, we married on the same day at the same moment with our exes.
So that just means that you both were not on the right frequency at the same time. So yeah, that's a synchronicity. That's something you have in common. So ask yourself this question, Kimberly Kathleen, and have your partner, this man, focus on that as well. Who attracted your ex inside of you? What wounded aspect of you attracted your ex? That it became this unfulfilled relationship. because that meant you both were in a wounded place at the time of attracting someone who was not going to be your life partner and your life mate. So from within, the orphan, or the less than loved part of yourself, the inner child of you that wasn't feeling appreciated, and same for your man, you were both attracting an experience that was from the reactory part that was in the limited conditioning of a childhood memory. So that's what brought you to both at the same time. Now, for you both to recognize individually what those feelings were and what the fear was and what the trauma might have been as a little girl or as a little boy, that, and trauma is a big word, but there's many levels of trauma that we experience. Not good enough, not worthy, abandoned. When we look at those energies of these feelings of discontentment that become our central point of attraction and attract the wrong mate into our life, then that's the conversation to have. You see, that's a higher level conversation. And then we determine if it's a red flag, because the wounded part of you that attracted your partner at that time, who's now your ex, have we healed that wounded part? Is that little girl integrated within you? Have you made peace with those memories and experiences so that you're no longer attracting emotionally unavailable partners? And you could ask the same of them. And you guys can compare the growth that you've had. And if we're not exactly where we want to be, but because we're having high-level conversations that are for a greater good and a deeper vulnerability and connectivity, then, my friend, the two of you can work through whatever wounds you may still be carrying with you, and the relationship can be a very successful relationship. So I look at it not as a synchronicity like, oh wow, we both made a dumb mistake at the same time. I look at it as like, wow, you both were coming from a wounded place at a similar point in your life. Where did the wounds originate? And what similarities do we have? And have we both done our individual work? And what can we do to make sure that we're at our highest good for this connection between us? There you go. That's a great answer. Thank you for that, Spirit. I'm liking that. Everyone make a note of that. That's a drop the mic kind of conversation we got going on. Thanks for a really great question to bring up in good conversation, Kimberly Kathleen. Let's pull another question from our Facebook.
I've got Sandra Kelly.
Sandra Kelly in the house. Everyone, how's everyone doing? Let us know.
She says, Sarah, it's been a while. She's been through hell and back. She's been through some horrific stuff, but she's survived. Is there any good news for her?
Plenty of good news. Last year should have been a roller coaster coming into this year, thinking like you were heading for a head-on train crash. That's okay. There's plenty of good news coming for you. The winds of change are upon you. When I spin you into the October month, that's when I think things are going to feel better, be better, get better. You're going to feel a difference. So, my darling Sandra Kelly, hang on, baby, hang on just a little bit longer, because something good is coming, and it's not the light of a train. It is the bright light to your destiny. Thank you, Sandra Kelly. You're almost out of the darkness. We're going to take a minute, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. We're changing gears. We're going over there to the other side. We got some special stuff coming up for you, so please don't go away. And in the interim, this is when we're getting ready for the music. If you know someone who needs some healing, needs some lyrical inspiration, and you want a song written for you, maybe you want your own love song, let's see what Spirit's going to give us. Share the page, share the experience. Be back in 2 and 2. Stay with us.
Love's open door. say